Welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, February the 10th, 2018, Season 12, Episode 5. I'm Scott.
I'm RJ.
And I'm Sarah.
Hey, Sarah's here. Matt is not here. Matt took a drive to where Sarah lives. Sarah took a drive to where Matt lives. And neither of the two shall meet.
Nope.
Yeah. They are, trading places together, I guess. But, Sarah's joined us for this episode. Hey, everybody. I just love when our show comes in. Like, if you're listening to this on YouTube or for the podcast later on after it's all uploaded and done, you have no idea what this is unless you listen to it live. But, big old voice man, talking about all the news the mainstream media won't touch. And then our show comes on. Mm-hmm. You know?
We still have people talking about the commercials that they hear.
Yeah, but I mean, those are like liners to identify the station, you know? Those are things to position the station. Here's what we do. Here's who we are.
And then you got Super Beta Prostate.
Oh, we get to talk about video games for 2 hours. Yeah, you know? So,
which, to be fair, the mainstream media rarely does.
They do. Yeah, I would say this.
So we're still on brand.
There's very little media that does. YouTube is big into it. But and Twitch, obviously, which, oh, by the way, we're broadcasting on Twitch right now. If you want to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. 334-272-9228 is the number. Go to ingamechat.net. You'll find all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. Sent out a tweet today because we got a Valentine's card. Look at that.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. You can also email us, everyone, at ingamechat.net. Like I said, we are on Twitch right now, live, for as long as the internet will allow us. Because it didn't do that last week, and we apologize. Mm-hmm. Had a switch go out on us downstairs, and then didn't get it fixed for about another hour after we noticed. So, but anyway, we are on twitch.tv. Go there, type in Game Chat in the little search bar. You'll find us, and you can watch us live while we broadcast, and join in the chat room as well, where many of us are right now. So do that. Before we get on and move on, I have to do this little thing here. I've noticed that the audio actually syncs up now, but the the levels are completely off. I have to do a lot of doctoring to this thing now. But whatever. So, I'll do it a bunch of times. Nom, 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 nom. It helps. But I think the audio is syncing up. You'll notice this is episode 503 if you're keeping complete count. Anyway, we got a Valentine's card. It's so rare that we get mail. Like, she didn't hand deliver this. I say she because I know who it is. It's Sarah. In fact, before the show, she was writing more. They weren't necessarily these, but it was still this paper thing and ink that she was putting little squiggly lines on.
With a fountain pen, no less.
Wait, there was a fountain, like dip fountain pen?
No, it's got a cartridge in it.
I didn't know how far you were going.
I do have dip pens. I don't travel with them.
I bet you do. I had to use, it was art class in high school. Whatever, pre-high school?
Middle school? Junior high?
No, junior. We had art class in junior. Yeah, I was like, which one is it? 7th grade. And I guess it was calligraphy or something we had to learn. I had to learn
Calligraphy
that.
class.
Yeah. So we had the tip pens, and you had to dip them in the inkwell, and then like if you want to make a wide line, press hard, make a wide line, then thin line. So yeah, I had to do a whole drawing in that style. That was annoying.
A drawing?
A drawing.
Yeah, pen and ink.
Yeah.
I did a I think it was a panther.
Yeah.
Or leopard.
We just did
It was
text.
the face of an animal.
Yeah.
Ours was just text. Just draw. You're drawing letters. In engineering class, you don't really write the letters. You have to draw them out just in a real precise form on the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you thought you were turning into a video game show, but no.
I turned it into a pen show.
She took over. We have a Valentine's card. This is what the front of the card looks like. Right there. This is what the back of the card looks like. So that I can open it up. And, oh, it's so cute. All right, I'm just going to do it right here. Look, he's holding a heart. He's holding a heart. Oh, I have no idea what it says now.
You've been Valentined.
You've been Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Hugs, Sarah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Look at that. He still looks all kind of like menacing there. And then like, oh, look, it's amazing what a smile can do to a face. So, yeah. Thank you so much. That is fantastic. And we'll go with all of the other Valentine's cards that we've gotten this year so far. The big, right over there.
Yep.
Big stack.
You can put it with the Christmas cards from years past.
And we have Christmas cards, and from you as well as some game developers. They stopped doing those. You'll also notice who else has stopped sending us things, and that is Loot Crate.
That's true.
Yeah, they have not sent us anything, probably because I never gave that stuff away. I promise you, I wasn't holding on to it like, this will be mine. Trust me, there are boxes that within boxes contain more boxes of Loot Crate, Loot Crate, Loot Crate. Loot Crate, there's just a ton of Loot Crate. Because I have never opened those things. Other than to show you what's inside of them, and I have not done anything with them. I've not kept them for myself other than the clutter that they have now made in my house. So, although we decluttered that now. So,
I held some of that loot away.
Yeah, I would give like a thing or maybe a box full, whenever you'd make the trip. Because, I mean, you come in, it's a nice hour-long drive or so down here, and you do it in the rain today, and you've done it in the rain many times. So, something to thank you for everything you've done. So.
My dog likes her Batman cape.
That's right. Yeah, it was a pet. It was Pet Crate, I think is what it was. Loot Pets was what it was. Anyway, welcome back to the show. We didn't take a break, but welcome to the show. We are going to, let's see, it's 14 minutes after. I don't know, we can talk about what we played. I know there's a survey that I didn't get to last week that I really wanted to get to, and I'm going to open that up here in a bit. But what have you, start with Sarah. What have you played since last we spoke with you, which was our 500th episode?
It was the 500th. I played a little bit of Monster Hunter World.
Did you get Monster Hunter World?
I borrowed my friends.
Okay. That's fine.
And then I've played a lot of Battlefront 2.
Oh, all right. There was something about Battlefront 2 where EA said that, the sales weren't what they expected on that thing. And that, hey, they're going to eventually bring that whole monetary loot system thing, whatever it was. They're going to reinstate that back into the game.
Microtransactions.
Yeah, the microtransactions that caught them a lot of stuff that they'll likely blame on the reason that they didn't have a lot of sales was because of that reason. But don't do that, EA. Look within, and you will find out why people didn't buy your game. I don't know. Matt wanted a single-player story more than he wanted a multiplayer.
I thought I wanted a single-player story more than I wanted a multiplayer. I don't normally play multiplayer. Yeah. Destiny's the only thing I ever do. And I have made it through 2 missions of the single-player and have put 50 hours into the multiplayer.
Wow, nice.
So it turns out I was wrong about what I wanted.
No, that's good then. That's good. It's just, I don't know, something about that was, I don't know, everything they did with the release of that game looked like it was geared to, I don't know, it looked like they looked at some of their free-to-play games and they said, okay, we got to put a base price on this game, but then let's take our free-to-play models and go after that. And take the way our free-to-play models work, let's integrate that into the system of the multiplayer for Battlefront 2, where, you know, prices are cheap and we can nickel and dime them to death type of thing. We just nickel and dime. You know, if we got that many people and they're doing nickel and dimes, we'll just get the money out of it. So, I don't know. It looks bad. The game didn't look bad. The game looks beautiful, honestly.
It's gorgeous.
It's
especially Crate.
Yeah.
Oh, I love playing on Crate.
It has always looked gorgeous. The Frostbite engine, I think, is what they're using. It has no problem and is a beautiful thing when it's used right, and it is used exceptionally well in Battlefront 2. I mean, I can't really hold a candle to the way that game looks to pretty much any kind of other multiplayer game, not even Battlefield. And Battlefield looked good too, but God, these environments that are in Battlefront 2 is just amazing looking. So I mean, I can't discredit it as far as the way it looked, but I don't know, man. It was just more of maybe that's just not me. That whole run and gun shoot thing, like it is with Destiny when you're working together and not really going after other players type of situation. But
yeah.
When all it is multiplayer to jump in there. I had that began and ended for me with probably Modern Warfare, the first Modern Warfare, and even at that, the beta of the first Modern Warfare, when we played a ton of that on the Xbox 360. Day of Defeat was really good too when I first played that a little bit. Some of the stuff I played on PC has worked okay when it's us versus them type of thing, but I look for the co-op more than I do for anything else. Like if it's got co-op where we can do, like Destiny has that sort of co-op, you know, thing that you can do. The multiplayer is obviously something that you can do once a week to check off a box and get a reward. It's not really required, and it's not really the only thing that's there.
Yeah, also not enjoyable to some. Like I said, the one thing I like the least of Destiny of all is the Crucible. I really don't like the going in there.
I go back and forth on the Crucible. I originally started just playing Iron Banner, and that seemed to even out because there were so many people coming in. It wasn't people who were just dedicated Crucible players, so I had a little bit more of a chance of staying alive for like 12 seconds.
Yeah.
But I actually really liked the not the quick play mode in Destiny 2, the other one.
The
one y'all hate.
Competitive?
Yes.
No, I mean, I didn't play in the competitive. Like I played like once, maybe. I think maybe for that Trials of the Nine thing we did together. Scott, was that quick play?
That was the one we did that one night on PS4.
Yeah, we just wanted to get a trophy for everybody.
That was Trials of the Nine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a competitive or a quick play type thing?
That's competitive.
Okay, yeah. That was the only time I went in competitive then. All the other times I went was quick play.
Yeah.
Well, you'd have had to have gone into competitive because you had to, not just for Trials of the Nine, for the
You
trophy.
got that trophy.
Right. No. We did that, but you had to play the competitive playlist just to unlock the ability to do that.
Yeah, I think you had to play 3 matches.
Oh, we had to get to the
mode.
At the very beginning, after you finish the game story, they send you out and say, run 3 strikes, run 2 matches in quick play, run 2 matches in competitive play. Okay, you had to do all that.
Okay.
So yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
I agree with you. That actually was more fun for me on PC than it was on PS4.
Yeah.
When me and James were playing and going through it, like, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun and competitive. Because it required communication and teamwork and, like, is he here? Are they over here? Where are they at? I'm going to flank here. You're going to flank there. That sort of thing. Quick play. And, I mean, it is still about staying together and just don't split up. Stay in as a group because you're going to run across the other people who are not staying in as group, and 4 is better than 1. 4 is better than 2. 4 is better than 3. So when you find a team that does stick together, then you get a really good match. But yeah, so I'm okay with it on the PC, but I haven't touched Destiny on PC in weeks. Probably since before I left for PAX South.
PS4.
I haven't touched it in PS4 in months.
Yeah.
On the PC, it's only been weeks. Probably been about a month now.
Okay.
Since I've messed with it on PC. So I haven't. No, not going back to it until things have changed.
Yeah, new stuff comes out, or
man, not even that. I didn't jump into Iron Banner. They've got a Valentine's event, and I'm not doing that either.
no, I think it's a 2-on-2 thing.
Yeah,
Test your partnerships or something like that.
Yeah, that's what they usually do for Valentine's
They're
Day.
changing up the not the Nightfall, but I think maybe it is the Nightfall. They're adding the point system back into the Nightfall thing. They're doing some new stuff, but I don't know. The more I read about the new stuff, the more I'm still thinking, it's not doing it. That's not going to bring me back in. Mm-hmm. It won't be until May until we get the second DLC for this game. So that obviously is something that I probably will jump into to go through that again. So we'll see about that. But some Destiny. I'm sorry, you did Monster Hunter.
Yes.
You did Battlefront, and anything else?
Nope, that's it.
That is all. All right. What'd you think of Monster Hunter?
I hated it.
Oh.
Everybody loved it so much.
Ready for the
I
unpopular
know.
opinion.
I'm sorry, drunk
Hey, look.
degenerates.
Look, talk to someone who couldn't do Final Fantasy. We know all about the
Dude, I can't do
unpopular
Final
opinions.
Fantasy, but I'm liking Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
I'm actually okay. So I'm kind of. I mean, I'm not like digging into the lore or digging into numbers or digging into what's the best thing to, because you don't have to do that with this game, which in some ways I'm disappointed with, because there was nothing I enjoyed more than, and I know this is going to sound horrible, but there was nothing I enjoyed. I remember doing this in Destiny 1 after, I think it was Rise of Iron or something came out, where I had a spreadsheet that somebody else had made. I didn't do it. But somebody had made a spreadsheet of the different weapons in Destiny, the first Destiny. And of course, you remember the perks on that were all jumbled up.
Right.
You didn't, there was a god roll you could get on it when certain perks hit on a gun when you picked it up, and it was like, oh, good, this has the I can't remember what it was, but it made the handling of the gun very, very sturdy, so you didn't have a lot of recoil. And then there was triple tap or something like that, where it made extra penetration with the bullets and stuff like that. So there was a certain, especially if you got Third Eye, which was always great. Third Eye is whenever you would go into aim down the sights, but your map would stay up. So that was always good. But so yeah, there was a spreadsheet of all the weapons, and it was like, here's the roll you want for this weapon, and I would go through and I would see if I had that here at that roll, and then it's like, if you don't have this roll, here's the roll here's the next best roll to that, So I was trying to find the different rolls that I had on the guns that I could keep, and I loved going through that and going into my vault and saying, okay, throw that away, keep that one, throw that away, re-roll this one, see if I can get something out of it. There was a lot of different things you could have done. It's just not there with 2, man. They got rid of the random perks on guns, so everybody who has this gun is the same as everybody else who has that gun.
Right.
There used to be a great question of, hey, you've got to get the hung jury. Okay, I've got the hung jury. Yes, but what does it have? Does it have the stock? Does it have the triple tap? Does it have all this other stuff with it for the for the perks and stuff? Now, if somebody gets Better Devils, everybody knows what you've got. It's all the same. So I miss that about Destiny, and I really did enjoy.
Yeah, it's like the only
doing
variation.
my comparisons.
It's like the only
there.
variation you get now is with the master cores. That's pretty much it. Like
That
something
is.
that perks up a stat.
And
Yeah.
you know what?
But
Those things.
But no perks, just stats are built up.
Yeah, those things weren't dropping for me, I guess, as the way they were for other people. I only had a very few of them drop. And when they did drop, they didn't give me anything decent. And I didn't have enough cores or whatever you need to do a re-roll on the weapon or the gear.
What is it?
It's like 10.
It's like 10 to make it, and then is it 10 to? I don't think I re-rolled.
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
know
it is 10.
Yeah.
It is 10 to turn one in
10
there,
to
and
make
I
the
have.
initial
I think
turn,
I
yeah.
have 12, and that's really sucky for a guy like me who has three very well used weapons, and it's like, well, which one do I want to put this in to get a roll out of? You know, I don't know which one I want to use it on.
Or you could do 2 pieces of armor.
True,
You could do that.
but still, it took me forever just to get to 12 cores or whatever it was that I needed to do this. So I don't know. I put it behind me, and now I've got Monster Hunter World, which doesn't have those stats. I don't have to worry about like what are the stats of this weapon. Nope, doesn't matter. Is it better than the weapon that I'm wearing? You know, is it? Does the upgrade to this weapon does it give me better stats than what it currently is? Or do I need to hold on to this because I'm very close to upgrading it to the 3rd tier, which is even better? So, I mean, I don't know.
I think it's still the teamwork aspect that pulls you in.
For Monster Hunter World, it is.
Yeah.
Completely. And I hate the fact that I can't fire an SOS flare until I'm in a position where it's very hard to fire an SOS flare.
Like what?
Well, when
Near
you first start a mission, you can't fire an SOS because you're kind of exploring, trying to find the monster that you're looking for.
Yeah.
So you can't fire an SOS. You're only available to fire the SOS after the cutscene plays. The cutscene only plays when you've discovered the monster. That is also when the monster discovers you. A whole little thing plays out, and then it's time for you to fight the monster. There's rarely a chance that you have time to hit the button, scroll through, go to fire SOS, the guy to do the animation and fire off his SOS flare before the monster has charged you or knocked you down or changed whatever's going on.
Is there a safe spot you can get to? Like something up high?
Yeah, you can run.
Yeah.
I mean, you can run.
Drunk Degenerate says that once you finish story mode, you can fire an SOS whenever.
It's going to take me for... Well, that's great, man. Once you finish story mode, I need SOSs. Like, I basically need them at the start.
Well, then do your story mode.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Grind. You're gonna have to grind some. Do some.
Oh no,
no.
This
do
is
some grinding.
Have you actually gotten through story mode? Because you were saying last week you were just running the same.
I feel like I
hunts.
got through the epilogue because I played last night, and Drunk will tell me how far I'm away, and I think I'm very far away. I played last night, and we finally caught up to the monster that initiated the game in the first place. The one that wrecks our ship and everything else. The one that starts off in the main story.
Yep.
So we found that monster, and we're fighting him, and I'm on the back of this thing, because this thing is like a landmass. And I'm on the back fighting him, and this big flying bull monster thing with horns. It looks like if, oh God, why am I'm suddenly drawing a blank. Tim is his name. No, it's not Tim. Tim Curry is his name.
From Legend?
Yes. The head of that thing on a bull's body, 4 legs and with wings, lands on the back of this thing, and I have to fight him. A cutscene ensues, and then we're back to kind of like square one again, and like, okay, now we're going to hunt this guy. So that was a lot of cutscenes, which made me think, all right, I'm made a progress. This is Act 1 has finished. So I don't know. Drunk Degenerates can tell me.
I think you're out of the tutorial now.
Yeah, I know. He'll tell me where I'm at. He'll be like, "Oh man, you're way early," because I mean, my hunter level is only like 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, my Palico is still sitting at 8. My little kitty cat, still sitting at 8 there. So, hopefully, he'll pipe up and tell me where I'm at. So,
I'm really angry. I don't love this game because
I've been
if there was
in your shoes.
Anybody
Don't
who
be.
should have loved a game where I can have
A cat
as a little. I mean, look at my backpack for Pete's sake. It's a little cartoon red panda.
Yeah.
But I didn't love it.
Did you make the cat? Did you do?
Yeah.
What'd you name the cat?
I named the cat Percy
Okay.
after a character in the Critical Role show that I like,
Okay.
and I went with the bow for my weapon.
Really, a ranged weapon, huh?
I will use a bow almost exclusively given the opportunity.
That's fine. Do you have to make? Do you have to make the ammo for the bow?
Mm-mm.
You don't. Okay, it comes like that. I know that there's certain things that you can pick up while you're out there, resources, and you can craft ammunition of certain types.
I mean, if I'd played longer, I might have gotten to the point where I could make like better ammo, but it came with arrows.
I know, and it didn't hold you enough to keep going, I guess. Which is fine. I understand. Yeah. It was hard for me to keep going too because I was playing this with Spigot and a couple other guys, and I was like, dude, I can't tell that I'm putting any damage on this thing. I see numbers falling off of him while I'm hitting him.
Yeah.
There's no health bar. I have no idea how close I am. This is really kind of annoying.
Yeah, that was something someone else mentioned about that. One of the annoyances was that no health bar. You got a health bar upper left corner. But
you got a health bar and you have a stamina bar. You have a bar to tell you how much more you've got before your character has to rest and can't really do much.
Yeah.
Drunk Degenerate says, I still have a nice chunk of the story to go. I am fully sure that I do as well. They want to send me on an expedition now, which I haven't done yet. This was very late last night. But they want to send me on an expedition, and I'm just going through the missions here, just going through the thing.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it, but man, do I enjoy it when there's other people involved.
Yeah.
When all of us are hunting down a monster, it's so much better than it's just me. Because I don't feel like I can do anything.
I'm told that when you have to hunt those the flying monsters, it's really good to have someone, like you said, with a bow. Someone to pop someone from a distance if need be, or to snatch them back down to earth when they try to fly and get away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't really come into many of the flying animals yet. I know that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I was hunting one just the other day, and not a flying one. It was more like a T-Rex like guy, and then a flying one came down and picked up the T-Rex and took him somewhere else. And what? So went. I think it was a wyvern. Yeah, wyvern, and had to fight two of those things at the same time. It was great that they were fighting because he was putting damage. The bird was putting damage on the
they'll fight each other
Tyrannosaurus Rex
if they get too close. Yeah,
these monsters have horrible names.
Well, not recognizable names. I remember watching someone play it, and I think one came down and ate. Another one just swallowed it whole.
Yeah, it's like a lizard-like thing, and he picks up, he swallows him whole, and then he's got a really fat belly. Yeah. And he keeps walking around, and he'll roll over on you with the fat belly thing. Mm-hmm. I can't remember what that one's called, but yeah, he's like a lizard.
Yeah.
Just a really big lizard. And so I don't even worry about that one. When I came across that one first time, I was like, oh god, this is scary. I can walk right by one of those and not be flinched at all now. Mm-hmm. I have no problem. And it is fun to progress like that. Mm-hmm. So because it does feel like you are making progress.
Visible progress. It's very, very rewarding seeing that in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See, Drunk Degenerates is all over this, man. He's telling me everything. Yeah, I need to hunt with you. The problem is that I get on either later or something like that. Dennis is now playing. For those of you who listened to the show back when Dennis was on, Dennis is now playing it too. We got to get him into our squad.
Yeah. I look at my friends list on PS4 and I see what everyone's playing. It's like Monster Hunter, something else, Monster Hunter. Yeah.
Well, last night I was I was putting away some steelbooks.
That's your thing.
Because that's what you do when you've got steelbooks all over the place. Because I had two of them that were sitting on the kitchen table. I was like, let's go ahead and sort these things out. One of them was the new animated Batman thing, Gotham by Gaslight, which is a beautiful steelbook cover. And put that on the shelf with all my other DC animated steelbooks that I have. And then I had Shadow of the Colossus, which is another beautiful steelbook. So let's take this in here and go ahead and put it in the machine, because I might feel like waking up in the morning and just playing Shadow of the Colossus. So I took out Monster Hunter World, put that in, let it do its download, redeem the stuff on the card. I'm going to put them on hold. Redeem the stuff on the card that comes with the special edition. Got all that stuff taken care of. And then I look online. I see Dennis playing Monster Hunter World. Spigot was playing Monster Hunter World. A bunch of other people were playing Monster Hunter World. And I was like, let me jump in there. So I popped in my disc. I tried to join Dennis's session. It wouldn't, but instead still put me in a session anyway. And so here I was. And that's when I started playing again.
Was there a level requirement or something? You're not at high enough level to join this group or something?
Whoever he had joined up with, wherever he had put himself in, he was inside a squad session already.
Oh, okay.
So I could not join them because I was not part of the squad. He wasn't part of the squad either. He probably just matchmaked into their session, and they didn't have any more room or whatever the case was. Okay. But so yeah, he is not part of a squad. I got to get Spigot to give me privileges to add people to our group, because I did not have that ability to last night. We have got to take a break. We're way behind. When we come back, whoever's on the phone, just hang on, because we're going to get to you when we come back from the break. Going into this, I didn't really have a theme for the music that I picked this week. not really a theme going on. There are 2 tracks from some Xbox 360 games that I kind of have fond memories of, or at least this one that we're playing I have a very fond memory of because I played the hell out of this game. And so much so, and I've been thinking about it so much, especially looking for the music, that I know it is backwards compatible on Xbox One. I already have it because of the Rare Replay game that they issued when the Xbox One originally launched. Mm-hmm. It is not Cameo, although now that I think about it, I'm going to get music for Cameo next week because that was a fun game too. Loved Cameo. Did you ever play Cameo?
I did not.
Oh, God. You've got an Xbox One?
I do.
Got to get you Rare Replay.
Okay.
And it's cheap, and you get like 50 games with that thing.
Cool.
And Cameo is in there. You get, oh man, I'll tell you about that later. It's going to take forever. This one, however, was a game that I didn't think I would enjoy. There was nothing about it other than the commercial that made me think that I would enjoy this. It just didn't. It was based on, they developed a kids' television show either around this game or they brought the game, whatever. It was the reason you made G.I. Joe cartoons and Transformers cartoons.
Right.
Sell toys. And the reason you did this was to either sell the game or the game sold the TV show, one or the other. And it was Viva Pinata.
Ah, I have that.
Do you?
I do.
Wait, how? You don't have a 360?
I do have a 360.
Oh.
I have both.
But you've never, okay. Did you ever play this?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it very much. You never played Cameo, though, I guess,
Right.
is the one. I loved Viva Pinata. Loved it so much. It's a farm. You make pinatas. It's not selling you on it, anything that I'm saying.
I love RJ's face right now.
I know. Dude,
What?
trust me. It's good. It's a good game.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah,
We're going to
you
go to
enjoyed
break.
the game?
Yeah, I did.
You enjoyed it?
This music is not going to make you go out there and rush and buy it because you have to understand what you did in Viva Pinata was maintain things, build a garden, build an area for pinatas to lure into your garden so that you could trap them and, keep them there, and then they'd raise a family. It's a lot of stuff. But the music had to be something that was very subtle, that was very backgroundish, there wasn't a lot of action, so you didn't have to worry about like some driving soundtrack. It just needed to be something to be in the background. Now that I've spent 10 minutes talking about going to a break, let's go to a break. We'll be right back after this. Back to in-game chat. Just wondering if anybody in the chat room knew what this was, because it's fairly new. This is from a game called Celeste.
I don't know it.
The track is called Scattered and Lost. It was released maybe this past week or last week maybe.
It says 25th of January.
Okay. maybe more. Yeah.
Windows, Switch, and PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a really good soundtrack. And yeah, see, Retroed, I can never remember. It says Celeste, great game. Celeste is supposedly good, but I'm not into difficult platforming. It gives a Super Meat Boy vibe a little bit with the difficulty and with the way the levels are built. Mm-hmm. Like spike walls, and you can climb and do jumps off walls and things like that. So,
yeah. I'm looking at a picture. It reminds me of some other games I saw in the PlayStation Store a while back. Iconoclast was one, and there's something Kendara, something like that. The platform running gun type looking thing.
Speaking of, the new PlayStation Plus free games have been announced. Did we go over those or no? Do you remember us doing that?
I can't recall. I can't recall us.
I don't remember us doing that, so we'll do that today. And if I can stop rambling, let's go to the phones because we've been waiting for a while here. We'll talk to Chris. Hey, Chris.
What's going on, y'all?
Not much.
Hey,
just talking about some Monster Hunter and just basically just chatting.
Yeah, I may be slightly ahead of you in the storyline. So, what was the last official mission that you had to do or hunt, as you would say?
Oh, it was the big cutscene where you had to go and like a big old mountain dragon was coming through, and you had to fire cannons and harpoons at it.
Oh yeah, I've done that, but I've got to the next stage after that.
Right, the next stage after that, they send you on an expedition, and I haven't done any of that yet. So she's like, "Hey, we have to go on an expedition," because she's all bright and bubbly.
Well,
the person they put you with,
exactly the same spot you are. I haven't finished that mission, but I went in there and explored some and fought some enemies, but I hadn't completed it or trying to find that. You have to find a camp and everything, and then find one of the monsters. But I came across other monsters, but I wasn't able to succeed on finishing that. So we're at pretty much the same spot then.
Yeah, and by the way, I've seen you like pop in, or I've gotten your request to either start a game or join me with the game and stuff like that. And it's always been way after I've already like walked away from the game and just left it running to go do something else, or I'm about to sign off. So yeah, look. I'll try and play some tonight. I'm going through a headache right now. I was going through a headache before the show. But I'll try and get on some tonight. I keep saying that, and even though I probably do, it's way late after everybody's gone when I do eventually get on. So I'll try and get on tonight.
Yeah, whatever happens, it's no big deal. Eventually, maybe we can meet up and I can get your guild card, or you can.
Yeah. We got to do all that. We got to do the guild card. We got to get you into the squad. I don't have the ability to bring people into the squad. Spigot's the only one who does. So
okay, he created it now.
Yeah, I got to see if he's able to give that ability to other people in the squad to invite people in. So yeah,
maybe we can get in touch on Facebook or something. Maybe I can become his friend. Maybe when he's playing sometime, I can send him a message through.
I don't know that he's actually on Facebook. He is on Twitter though, and I'll reach out to him.
Okay.
And see if we can get that squared away and set up and get you in there at least. Because I want to get you in, I want to get Dennis in, and anybody else that wants to join our squad for in-game chat for Monster Hunter World on PS4. By the way, what'd you name your cat?
After one of my old cats that passed away, Smokey.
Oh, okay.
Solid black cat.
Yep, I know Smokey. I mean, I don't know Smokey, but you sent us pictures. So
yeah. Anyway, so what weapon are you using?
Dual blades.
Oh, I'm doing the same thing.
Oh God, we're going to be boring together.
You can take one side of the enemy, I can take the other side.
Dude, yeah, I know, right? It's short range. We got to be right up there. Like, you better hope this thing has either really big feet or stays still and moves slow. Because
or unless nobody walks into you when you're doing one of those automatic combos, and the thing walks away and you're still slicing midair.
I know, it's ridiculous. I mean, I was like, oh, dual blades, God of War, I'll do this. And I looked over the thing about like, hey, if you're new to this, you shouldn't pick this sort of weapon. You should just go with this. But the thing that they keep telling me, and the thing that they want to stress, is that it doesn't matter what weapon you use. All the weapons are equal. You can use any of the weapons that you want to, and it's not like you have to be proficient in their skill or anything like that. You can use any of them. There are a certain amount of them that really require some skill and some thinking while using them. But for all of the weapons, it's just mash the button, and that's what you can get out of it. So, yeah. But yeah. So anyway, I'll try and get back on with you tonight or tomorrow.
That'll be work good. But Yeah, I've been enjoying doing the multiplayer quest and joining other people and, hunting down that T-Rex, whatever.
So you can get more armor, so you can build your armor. Yeah,
I've got all the armor except for the chest piece or the legging, but I've got a full set of his armor, and I've upgraded every single piece of them to their maximum level. So I've been having some fun doing that.
Yeah, I mean it's basically a grind fest. That's all it is, and actually it's one of those that I don't have a problem with at all. It's got some problems. The character lip syncs, whatever. That's horrible. That is horrible. that gets a 0. Like if I was grading on like different aspects of the game,
how bad we talking about? We're talking about like Kung Pao, Return of the Fist level. Bad?
I mean, yeah, you're talking foreign film with dubbing, bad. Yeah. I mean, that's
like Kung Fu Theater on Channel 20.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
Okay, ooh,
it's bad. It's
I don't
really,
know if
really
it's that
bad.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about. And I've just ignored it and just played the game.
But other than that, everything else is good. They don't hold your hand through it to tell you, hey, you should do this, you should do this. It's all about discovery. I hate the fact that I just realized I have like 50 investigations that I can do, and I just figured out how to activate those investigations. Whereas if I'd have known at the beginning, I'd have been through probably 25 of those investigations already. Because a lot of it just happens when you're out there doing stuff.
Yeah, me too. But I've got probably over 150 or 200 to select from to do different things or hunt this or do that.
Yeah.
It's a lot to juggle, but once you figure it out, it becomes pretty fun and all that. So yeah, I've been enjoying it quite well as well.
All right, man. Well, thank you for calling. Appreciate you holding, and we're going to get you in our squad. I promise.
All right. Well, see y'all later. Y'all have a good afternoon.
You too, man.
Take
Talk
care
to you
now.
later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
So, I mean, other than Monster Hunter World, I haven't played anything else. Just Monster Hunter World. I was this close to popping in Shadow of the Colossus and start playing that. I figured that'll be tonight or tomorrow that I play that. Looking back over that game, is that a game you ever played?
No, I never played that one.
Did you ever have a PS3? Did you ever have a PS2?
I had a PS2 briefly.
Yeah. Okay. Great game. Shadow of the Colossus is a fantastic game, and like I really actually look forward to. I look forward to playing that again. Not so. I mean, Last Guardian and Ico, sure, but Shadow of the Colossus just has this draw for me. I don't know why. The isolation of it, I guess. The fact that it's just you and these 16 monsters to fight, these 16 gigantic things to go through and fight. And that feeling of when you're going through, and I don't really want to spoil this, but this game came out in 2012?
Sounds right.
Somewhere. Find out when Shadow of the Colossus, look that up real quick. I want to say it was 2012 when it originally released on PS2. You're going to find a couple of different numbers there.
Yeah.
Because it got a re-release for the PS3. They did an Ico and Shadow of the Colossus remaster thing that could run on PS3, and now they've got this one.
PS2?
Yeah.
05.
I'm sorry. I was way off. 05. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, October 18th, 2005.
No, that's right. It was my
PlayStation
birthday.
2.
It was my birthday game. Mm-hmm. There's where it is. There's the connection. It was my birthday game. It was a game released on my birthday. That's right. And that wasn't just the only connection to it. There was just this feeling like it's one of those games where you feel like you're doing good. Like you're the hero, and there's these monsters, and your girl is dead, and this voice has said that she can be brought back, but you've got to go do this for him first. And you're like, okay, I'm going to go do this, and you go and do it. And the first kill on that monster, I still remember the first kill of the Colossus. The way I felt afterwards was like, oh, this is different. Because, I climbed on him, and he's like trying to shake me off, moving, and then sword in the top of the head. And this stuff spits out, and it does this cutscene, and then you see him just tumble down, and he's just there. And I was like, why did I do that? Every time I killed one of the things, I was like, well, why did I do that? Because he told me to. Because this is how a game intrinsically works. You're the guy, and you've got to vanquish these things and to save the girl type thing. There's this
you say you had a bad feeling when you took that first one down?
It's just, well, he was this giant thing and he did nothing to me. In fact, all of them do nothing to you. They are just there, roaming.
I've never played this game, but if from what you described, it feels like a bad setup.
No, man, it's not. It's not. And I hate that I'm ruining this for you. I mean, it leaves it up to the player to decide to make that decision. But in the end, you kind of realize that you were more the villain in this game than anybody else was.
Yeah, that's the point I'm getting. That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah. I thought you meant it was a bad setup, like they did it bad. Like
no.
It's
like story-wise, it feels like.
Yeah, like you're going to get to the end, and it's like, actually, those were anchors for reality, and now you've released the Demon Lord or something.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like my dad always told me, always follow your first instinct. And when the way you describe them, like, bad feeling, yeah.
Well, my first instinct was like, let's go take down this giant colossus. And, it is fun figuring out how to get to where you need to get on the actual colossus itself. Like, where's the weak point? How do I get access to the weak point? Because take the first one, for instance. From what I remember, you climb up the calf, and I think you stab in the back of the calf on his leg, and that wounds him, and so he kneels down because he's like, "Oh, that hurts." Whatever. His hand hits the ground. This gives you the opportunity, I think, to like jump off, run over, and climb up the hand or something like that, which gives you access to the top of the head. So, and that's just one. I think there's another one. It's like a bull, and the weak spots are under his feet. And the only way you can get there is kind of like getting him angry, and then he just raises up to do this stomp. And while he's in the air, you just shoot under the feet, and then he comes down, and he's like a little wounded, and that's how you get on top of him. I remember the flying one. He comes down, you get okay. So there's many different. There's 16 of these things, and I remember playing through it, and I just remember killing that first one, and I thought, that's a different feeling because there's, and the more I did this, the more I was like, all right, it's not doing anything to me. There's a few who fight back. There's a few, I think, who like shoot lasers out their eyes or something. But they do actually fight back. For the most part, you don't have to worry about that. The health meter is pretty much non-existent in this thing. But your stamina meter is big because that's what allows you to hold on to things. Yeah. And you have to hold on to these creatures while they try to fling you off. But it was one of the first games where it's about midway or even before midway, I was thinking, I'm just doing this because this voice in the sky told me to do this. The voice in the sky told me that if I did this, she would come back to life. And yeah, ultimately. And then there's the connection with your horse. Agro.
I've heard about the horse.
Yes.
I have to, yes.
Then there's the connection with the horse itself. So this was before obviously Walking Dead, when I had to make these choices and have a really, really emotional ending towards the end of it. This is one of the only other games where I really felt that emotion in the game. I felt that the game actually did have an effect on me. It actually was able to reach my emotions into it, rather than just being like, I'm just going to go shoot things, blow things up. I don't carry any weight when I play Destiny. I don't carry any weight when I'm playing Monster Hunter World. Last of Us had a good, nice tug and a good pull to your emotions and to your opinions and your strengths and your ideas of things and that sort of thing. I enjoyed that, but for the most part, games are just fun to play, and they don't do any of that to you.
Right.
I like good storytelling, and Last of Us was really good storytelling. It's very rare to get good storytelling in video games, honestly. It's good to get. It's not rare to get fun video games to play.
Right.
But when you can get the mix of something that tells a fantastic story, something that plays wonderfully or is really good to play, and just when it's the total package wrapped in one, that part is rare.
Yeah.
You've gotten that with Last of Us. You've got that with at least the first season of Walking Dead, and I would say probably the only time it ever really did anything to me was that first season of Walking Dead. And Shadow of the Colossus is another one. There are others. Those are the ones coming to my head right now, but there are others, I promise you, that have been able to, actually pull an emotion from me to really enjoy, and I love it when they're able to do that.
Mass Effect 3 had a lot of that. Partly because
which I didn't play.
Yeah, but partly because you'd carried those characters through 2 games already.
True. Yeah. Exactly. How did you feel about that ending? James was not a fan.
Did not like that ending at all.
Okay, good. But I will tell you this: those of you who aren't sure what I'm talking about but have played Mass Effect, then scientist
Morden.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes. So, yes, there are moments when games can do what other types of media can do, books, film, even music. A lot of people don't think games can ever do that, but it's still a form of telling a story. Most of them are still a form of telling a story. And when they can do it good, when they can do it well, it works. Really does work. So anyway, we got to go to a break. I don't have any Mass Effect music to go into. That would have been nice to have, especially that particular scene. But what I do have here is another one going back to my 360 days. There was a game that I think THQ released. I believe it came out on the Wii, and then it came out on the 360. It was called The Blob. And then they released a sequel called The Blob 2, which, that's how they name sequels. But it was basically you're just a blob of paint, and then you paint like the town and all this other stuff. And I want to say there was music involved, like some kind of musical notes or something. I never played the sequel. I played the first one, and it didn't really hook me too much. But we got music here from the sequel. It's the main theme from The Blob 2, or at least the menu music as well. So going to go into that, and then when we come back, we'll go over this GDC survey that I have here that I downloaded. We'll also figure out what RJ's played, because we haven't even talked on that yet, because I talk too much. So we'll be right back with more in-game chat after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chats. I'm Scott, along with RJ, and Sarah joined us today as well. RJ, what have you played? Oh, this is music, by the way, from Shovel Knight.
I was about to say, it sounded like some side-scrolling space shooter from the 80s
Well,
and
there's Shovel
90s.
Knight.
Yeah.
You got the side-scrolling part, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Have you played Shovel Knight?
no.
Okay.
Heard about it, though.
Yes.
Yeah, I have heard about it, though.
So that's what that's from. RJ, what have you been playing?
I played One Night of Destiny.
Okay, nah, that's fine.
One Night of Destiny. When I did that, I was trying to do some stuff in the strikes, try to get some powerful gear for my characters. I still have yet to get some powerful chest armor for any of my alts. I mean, I've got powerful footwear, gauntlets, helmets, things like that.
I love the chase, man,
thing,
but I chased a little too hard and was able to get that stuff easily enough to where I maxed them out. So, yeah, I mean, but I did enjoy the journey to get to that point. Like, I mean, I got done with Curse of Osiris. My last little thing there was not armor and stuff. It was to get all the guns that are in the
tributes,
offerings,
the
tribute.
tributes
Yeah,
and offerings,
yeah, get all those guns so that I could get the ghost. So I get the Sagira ghost.
Sagira's ghost. Yeah,
Yeah, so I got that,
which is only good on one planet. Yeah, okay.
Well,
Yes.
it only does. Yeah, but then again, I never pay attention to the ghosts' perks for the most part.
I mean, I've got like probably 20, 30 ghosts in my storage
ton,
slab. I'm like, okay, this is good for Nessus. This is good for Io. This is good for Titan. You know, things like that.
That's the other thing that I get annoyed with. Like, I'm annoyed with the massive amount of shaders that we have and the inability to bulk delete them. I'm annoyed with
that's true.
I'm annoyed with the storage space, not only for the massive amount of shaders that we get, because that's a lot of what you get, but just it's not enough for 3 characters and to really, hold everything that you need. It's just not enough, and I don't understand why. I mean, they've got their excuse, they've got their reasons, and I think they've got their promises that it's going to change, but, I'm waiting. But anyway, One Night of Destiny, what else?
It was One Night of Destiny 2. Played some Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition, playing that. Tried to get some matchup knowledge on that.
Was going to ask to borrow that from you, because Monster Hunter World has a tie-in with Street Fighter.
Yeah. It has, I think, Ryu and Sakura, or outfits from them.
Yeah, but if you have a save file from Street Fighter 5 on your PS4 or your Xbox One, you get access to those quests like a week earlier than everybody else. Like, they're going to activate for everybody. But you can get them a week earlier. So I was thinking about borrowing that from you and then put a save file.
Yeah, we can do that.
It doesn't. I think it's this week, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, well. Yeah.
I was unable to get the Horizon gear. I didn't do that in time.
Horizon
Zero
Dawn?
Dawn. There's
Okay,
gear
there's
in.
tie-in.
Yeah,
Okay.
there is a lot of tie-in with that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, outside of that, I was trying to get some matchup knowledge in that game. I finally got a character up to level 30. It only took me 2 years to do it. Go figure. But I did that. I also played a bit of Disc Jam. There was some updates in that, so I decided to pick that up. And then I saw that it was released on Nintendo Switch. And I also saw an option on the PlayStation 4 where it said it was cross-platform allowed. I don't know if that's going to be for PC or Switch or whatever, but I turned that on. So, yeah, I could probably get increase the amount of people I have available to play with not playing this game. Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything else I've played other than that. But, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Destiny 2, Street Fighter 5, and Disc Jam.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me go to the PlayStation Plus games that we're getting this week. Well, I say this week, that we're getting this month. Forgot to do this last week. Oh, I remember. Knack is one, and Rhyme is another one. Rhyme I have interest in. Rhyme has a very, oddly enough, Shadow of the Colossus feel to it. It's got a Team Ico feel to it. It's a puzzle. It's an environmental puzzle game, and so I have a lot of interest in that. For I think PS3, you get Mugen Soul Z. Is it Mugen or Mugen? Mugen. Mugen.
Well, it sounds like the do-it-yourself fighting
game.
engine.
That's exactly what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
You get that one. What else do you get? Grand Kingdom and Exile's End.
Okay.
PlayStation VR users get Starblood Arena. So there you go. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Going to this GDC survey. They sent out a survey, and this was we went over this last week. We talked about like how PC and mobile still are the dominant platforms, and that consoles are kind of low on the list type of thing of what people are developing for. It all came from this survey. The survey was, which platform was your last completed game released on? Because these are developers who make these games, and PC hit with 50%. PC over everything, 50%. So that's just half right there.
Yeah.
Smartphone and tablets were 32%, and then it divides even, and then it goes into PS4, Xbox One. Then it goes into VR, then Mac, web browser, Linux, other Nintendo Switch. Then it goes into 360, PlayStation 3, then tabletop, Vita, Wii U, 3DS, that sort of thing. So, what platform are you currently developing games for? Top answer, PC.
PC.
60%. Smartphone and tablets come in at number 2 with 36%. That annoys me. I don't mind people developing for smartphone and tablets. I just...
Seems to be where the money is.
I don't play a lot of smartphone and tablet games.
I do.
Yeah, I don't do a lot. I do, give me the room and give me the room likes, and I'm good.
But I think we were talking about earlier. That's where games are like trending nowadays, isn't it?
It is.
So
It
it's
is.
understandable completely.
It is.
Even though we don't participate in it. Like, I think I had like one game on there, and I took it off.
Yeah.
That's not what I really game on. I got consoles at home.
That was 60%. Last year's answer, it was 53% for PC. It was still the top, but now it's increased. Next question. Which platform do you anticipate your next game will be released on? PC, 58%, takes the top spot. Second place, though, PlayStation 4 with 32%. Actually, PlayStation 4 and smartphone tablets tied at 32%.
That's upcoming.
Yes.
Upcoming, what we plan to put stuff on. Okay.
Yeah. Was there, Multi's asking, was there a multi option for devs? There wasn't. There's an other option. This thing is split in between PC, PS4, smartphone, Xbox One, Mac, VR headsets, and I'm doing these in the order that they ranked. Nintendo Switch, Linux, NA, which means they don't have anything in development at the moment, web browser, AR headsets, other, tabletop, Apple TV, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, voice-powered games. That's interesting, like the Echo devices and Google Home stuff. PlayStation Vita, Nintendo Wii U, and PlayStation Portable all round out there with a 1% nod. So, which platform most interests you as a developer right now? PC takes the top spot again. PlayStation 4 at number 2, Nintendo Switch at number 3, VR at number 4, smartphone and tablets at number 5 on that one.
So high ranking interest, but not a lot of stuff put out on there.
That's what they're most interested in as a developer right now. Let's see, do we have any more? Since launching your game on Nintendo Switch, how have Switch game sales compared to the average across all the platforms you've launched on so far? The number one answer was, I have only launched on Nintendo Switch, or I have other issues. It was kind of this does not apply to me. 33% for that one. So let's take that out of the equation. The top answer would be Switch sales have been greater than average for my game on that system with 28%. Switch sales have been average at 23, and then less with 16% on that one. So, which VR? Okay, we talked about this one. Which VR AR headset platform most interests you as a developer right now? The top answer was nope. We're not involved. we're not in development of any VR games. That was the top answer. But when you get into the answers that actually include the VR stuff, the Vive took the lead, followed by the Rift, followed by the PlayStation VR. And then it goes into some other stuff here. HoloLens, Gear VR, Magic Leap, Google Daydream, Google Cardboard. So, any more survey questions? What is this one? Which services are you using for the release of your next game? Number one was I do marketing myself in addition to helping others develop, or in addition to helping develop the game. That was the top answer. Full-time or part-time internal marketing was at 33%. A publisher has paid us in advance and takes a percentage of sales. That's 17% for that one. Find the next question. Which business model are you planning to use for your next completed game? Number one answer, pay to download. Download. Free to download was number 2 for that one. Paid DLC or updates was at number 4 with 23%. Paid in-game items was number 5 at 22%. And then it goes into in-game currency. Ad-supported is low on the list at 14. Paid subscriptions even lower at 13%. So paid item crates was the last on the list at 11%. Yeah, that's the microtransaction question.
Yep.
Let's see. The next question. Which method was most effective for discovery of your last completed game? Number 1, social media. That included Twitter and Facebook.
Right.
That's at 22. What does this say? Allocate 100 points across the answer options. There are 10 options, so the default would be 10 points. Okay, yeah. Social media and Twitter, Facebook, that got the top rank. But just under it, and I mean just under it, was a promotion on the platform's digital storefront. Something like a Steam or like Xbox Live or like the PlayStation Store.
Featured product or something.
Word
like
of
that.
mouth came in at number 3 on that list.
Yeah, still one of the most reliable
Yeah.
ways to get stuff out there, too.
Paid advertising at number 4. Number 5, it was YouTube. I thought that would be higher. I really thought that would be higher. Traditional press and bloggers, right under YouTube at number 6. That's getting lower.
Yeah.
Even better, live events, that was lower. Which live events puts in my mind things like E3, stuff like that, where
Super Bowl.
where they show off their stuff. So
Yeah.
Twitch streamers came in second to last for that. Which methods do you anticipate will be most effective for discovery of your next completed game? And then social media, it's kind of the same thing there. And that is all. So it was just interesting to see how developers sort of, I don't know, how they look at their industry that they're in, rather than reading how, I don't know, armchair analysts, I guess, look at the industry and kind of see where it's going. It's just interesting to see where the people who develop the game think that it's going. So we are not quite at a break. Let's see, was there anything else? The online service for Nintendo Switch launches this September. We don't have any details, though, about any kind of price, how that whole thing's going to work, from what they told us. Capcom had a lot of layoffs in Vancouver for the new Dead Rising game. There was another place that had layoffs as well. Fail Better Games had layoffs. Small amount. They pushed back the date of Sunless Skies. These are the people that made Sunless Sea.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that?
I did.
I know I gave that to you. I think I gave that to you. Did I give that to you? I swear I thought I did.
I backed the Kickstarter.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Okay, maybe that's. I think I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I think you told me.
I never
that.
played Sunless Skies.
Well, they haven't released Sunless Skies. Yeah.
I thought they had a demo or something.
They might have. I wasn't involved, or
Yeah.
I didn't know that they did.
Yeah, because I played Echo Bazaar or Fallen London.
Okay, yeah. I still get emails about that.
Yeah. I turn it on every now and then forget about it for like months.
That's really just text based, though, right?
Yes.
Fallen London is.
Yeah, it's completely text based and then like little single image cards.
Yeah. Okay. What else? The vampire game got dated, and by vampire, it's VAMPYR, by the way. It's a vampire role-playing game. June 5th is when they're going to release that.
Is that the new Vampire the Masquerade?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No. Are they doing a new Vampire the Masquerade? I didn't know this. For, like, video games or for...
No, like actual tabletop.
Okay. This would be why.
Yeah, but I was just curious if they were also somehow doing it, or...
They have, it wasn't Valve that made it, but it was... it used the Source engine that Half-Life 2, I think, was using. And it released actually before Half-Life 2, so it got a lot of eyes on it at the time because everybody knew it was using the Half-Life 2 engine, the Source engine.
Right.
And so people were like, "Ooh, let's look at this game because this is kind of an idea of what we can expect Half-Life 2 to look like." Or maybe it was even Half-Life. I can't remember which one. It goes back too far. So it got a lot of attention because of that. But even better yet, it was actually good. So because of that attention, people were like, this game ain't that bad. So I actually have it, but I haven't played it. But yeah. So yeah, that releases this year on June the 5th. I was interested in it when they first showed some concept art, even when they first showed some trailers for it. The more I saw of gameplay, it kind of watered it down for me, and I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this, you know? We're doing, and I think it can have some uniqueness to it, but it still felt like a game I'd already played.
More of the same, huh?
Yeah, it did. I mean, if you strip away the dressing of what it is, your character has powers, loses powers, has to rebuild powers, and
there's about 3 or 4 games I'm off the top of my head. I'm
right, you know, and I mean,
now.
you could probably, if you break down games like this, you probably come to the same conclusion on a lot of games.
Yeah.
But I have played this specific type long enough that I was like, I don't know if I want to go through this again, or I don't know if I want to do that. And some of it was unique, but then again, I don't know. It just wasn't holding my attention the more I learned about it. I still have interest. I'm not throwing it away because, I mean, it's way too soon to say that I'm not going to, you know, at least dip my toe into it and figure out if I like it or not. But my excitement has settled a little bit for it. So anyway, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, what else do we have here? I got some, Metroid Prime 4, some news there anyway. We'll come back with more here on In-Game Chat in just a minute. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can. 334-272-9228 is the number, 334-272-9228. We had a lot of talk about Shadow of the Colossus, and funny enough, I got music from Shadow of the Colossus. Why would I not for the game that released this past week? By the way, Collector's Edition is beautiful. If you're a Steelbook person, this is a beautiful Steelbook. If you're not a Steelbook person, you're going to get some fantastic art on your game case if you get the Collector's Edition. There's some other stuff that comes with it. Obviously, some downloads, a map, which I thought they could have done better with, but it's a horrible map.
Cloth map?
No, that's my problem. It's a piece of
yeah.
folded paper, and it's not good. And they never promised me a cloth map. But after looking at the Steelbook, I thought, ooh, you know, I was like, ooh, maybe the map's really, really good. It wasn't.
What was the last cloth map? I think was Lunar Silver Star. That was back on.
Like in the game, it's like came with the game?
Yeah, it was like Lunar Silver Star on Saturn, I think, was the last time I saw a cloth map given it in a special collector's edition of the game.
I swear I thought Morrowind came with it.
I know Dragon Age Inquisition, the collector's edition.
Not Morrowind,
did.
but
Skyrim?
Oblivion. Or maybe it was Morrowind. I can't remember. It was an Elder Scrolls game. And I thought it came with a cloth map, but that might have been the strategy guide. Came with a cloth map. I can't remember. So
You figure it out.
yeah, anyway, here's music from Shadow of the Colossus. It is called The Opened Way, and we will be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. And this is music. You know what? It's Scott, RJ, and Sarah here. Let's go to the phones because I think I know who this is. You're on In-Game Chat.
Oh, hi, it's Moltar.
Hey, Moltar.
Hey, how you doing?
Do you happen to hear? Can you hear this music?
Not really, but I probably wouldn't be able to get it anyway after my last foray into the the fray of last one.
Yeah, when in doubt,
where I
when in
got
doubt, hit
Triple Knight
Mega
wrong
Man.
with.
No, that's
I
totally
thought it was
fine.
Mega Man 10.
This is music from Transistor.
I wouldn't have got that.
Okay, yeah. It's the same people that did Bastion, I believe. Yeah,
It's really pretty.
Yeah, it is a very pretty game, and that track was called "Old Friends." Talking to Moltile. Hey, man.
Howdy.
How are you? How are things?
Well, as best as they can be, to be honest. But I
Okay.
heard that going into the... Well, again, trying to... When you're dealing with chronic pain, you just take it one day at a time, sort of
Oh
thing.
man,
So there's nothing to...
that sucks.
Oh,
I'm
don't
sorry.
apologize. Don't worry about it. Goodness sake, it's just one of those things that it's probably more common than you think, and
Yeah.
Anyway, no, that's not what we're here for. We're here for games to distract me.
Yeah, games and I really, Sarah was talking about Vampire the Masquerade, and she was talking about the tabletop version of it, I guess, and,
Yes.
and the role playing version, whichever way
Okay.
way you look at it. And I honestly wish we could cover more tabletop games, but I don't play enough of them.
I was just going to say, you need to start playing them.
It's
start
hard to
covering.
play. It's hard to play tabletop games when you're a recluse like me. When you don't go out to do it, because you if you want to play tabletop, you need to go where people play tabletop, and there are places here in town where you can play
You're getting it all
tabletop.
wrong, Scott. You're getting it all
What?
wrong.
What?
You bring people to your house.
That's
you
true.
can stay in your comfy house.
See, yeah. that
Blind them all with your
would
big
require
TV.
getting dressed. I don't know. Like any
well-
type of interaction with other people, it kind of requires me to get dressed, and so I avoid that as much as possible.
I mean, at least
Just for
pajamas.
listeners
And I don't,
that
no,
aren't
I was about to say, I don't. That does
dressed,
not mean I hang around the
dress
house naked. The house. I don't hang. You're rubbing off on me. Hanging around the house naked. It just means that I, actually get dressed properly to go out or to host people in. So I agree with you. I do agree with you. It's just it's a hell of a thing to find, and there's some
have a place down
fantastic.
there that does games and
Do what now?
local games and stuff. Yeah, I thought you had a place down there that does gaming and such for sit downs and stuff with.
No, I mean
No?
there's some game shops, but they're not geared towards tabletop games. And then there are some here in town that are geared towards that, and there are places where you can do that. In fact, I think once a month there is the Tabletop Gaming Society of the city or whatever it is. They host a thing once on the first Saturday of every month. They host an all-day gaming thing where you can go and play just tabletop games. And I love that fact, but it's also the first Saturday of every month. Our show is on Saturdays. I don't get much time to be over there to do that. Not only that, the other places that do kind of cater to that, if there are those around here that do, and there are, but dude, I come into the city 6 days a week. Sunday's my day, and I get up at 4:30. I leave work at 3. Nobody else is ready to play tabletops at 3 o'clock in the afternoon like I would be.
Yeah.
They're still at work. They still have to work. And so everybody's ready to play tabletops that night. I can't. I get home and I'm tired. It's time for me to...
But all I'm hearing is a lot of excuses.
You're hearing a lot of
where
excuses.
there
You
could
are.
be- there could be a bit of action. You could start something here. Clearly, there's a space where you could get something started, especially with the influence over the radio. Come on.
I know. There should be.
Anyway, you were talking
No.
about Metroid Prime 4.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah, I don't believe... I should have read this article before I put it into the news stuff that I use. And I did read the article, but it was after I'd already gotten rid of all the other articles because everybody was saying the same thing. Oh, wait. No, this has been updated. They just updated it today?
right in front of my eyes.
Did they just update it today?
The magic of the internet. They can do that, Scott.
This was published on the 9th. Today's the 10th. Okay. Yeah, this was the thing about Bandai Namco working on Metroid Prime 4. which is an odd combination to me. Is that what you? What was your thoughts on that, Moltile? Moltile?
Oh, I guess. Well, again, they have plenty. They have plenty of experience with varied degrees. Again, is there not subsets of that? That company that would be able to deal with this?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Trying to think recently of what sort of thing would be similar to a Metroid.
Man, Bandai Namco, you bring that name up, all I think of is Pac-Man and did they do the Naruto games, I think? Or the
Yes. I do say it differently, like that,
Yeah, something like that. One of those. I can't remember. But yeah, so I don't know. It's just interesting that they're working on that. And when I read the article originally, when I read the article this morning to put in the thing, I kept going through it now because it says the headline of the article says, yes, Bandai Namco is working on Metroid Prime 4. In the article, there is no quote, there is no picture, there is nothing that says Bandai Namco is working on Metroid Prime 4. They say that people from here have put in their resumes that they're working on a first-person shooter exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. That doesn't mean Metroid Prime 4. So I couldn't figure out where they got the exact, yep, there it is. There's the proof that we need that they are working on Metroid Prime 4. And then there's an update. Since publication, I've heard Bandai Namco's Japan studio is also working on the project with the intention it will now take the lead on its development, while the Singapore studio moves to focus on another Switch game. There's nothing in here that is telling me.
There's no actual source.
There is nothing. There is absolutely. Is there really? Yeah, that I can tell. This week, fans began joining the dots after various teasing job descriptions were spotted on LinkedIn. Rumors began appearing on forums and were then widely reported elsewhere. In particular, Press Start noted how Bandai Namco Studios' Singapore staff members had not tried very hard to conceal that they were working on something exciting. This does not say Metroid Prime 4. Looking through their profiles, I saw stuff saying they were working on a secret game, an ambitious AAA title, a very interesting unannounced project, and a game that will see more exciting details announced very soon or later. One staff member in particular, a lead designer, described themselves as working on an unannounced IP, first-person shooter adventure exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. That tells me nothing. This does not mean it's Metro. Where are you getting this? So anyway, they fully believe that they are. And maybe there is an article out there that has better proof than that than what I just read to you. Because that sounds like they're putting stuff in, like whoever wrote that article is just sort of, I'm going to go with the hive mind on this and say that yes, they're working on Metroid Prime 4, without any that I can tell any kind of exact proof that that's the case. So,
no, I've been having a wee nosy while you were talking about it there, and I'm getting very similar stuff from around the web. And I went to the website directly, and they do have a lot of "we're hiring" flags firing up, and they are, the square peg does fit in the square hole sort of thing.
Yeah, I get it.
There's a bit of a first-person shooter adventure exclusive on Nintendo Switch sort of vibes going on, but there is no. Unless they've got an insider, they could have that. But
so you're with me on this. There is absolutely nothing that says directly that they're working on it.
Oh yeah, there's no visible concrete evidence at the moment that they're doing it. But I couldn't put it, I couldn't put it past.
Well,
them.
I mean,
the other thing is that there's two games that I've been able to find that they've developed themselves, which is Mario Sports Superstars, March 10th, 2017, and Tales of
That was on 3D. That was on 3DS.
Yeah, that was 3DS. And Tales of Berseria, which is PS3, PS4, and PC, which I've never played.
Yeah, no, I never played it either. But and again, this is not me saying that it isn't happening. This is not me saying that I don't want it to be happening. This is just me looking at an article that said yes, it is, and then me trying to say, well, there's nowhere in here you said it happened, that you have proof that it's happening. It feels like you're just plugging it in there to go along with everybody else. And I don't deny it's not. whenever it is revealed that Bandai Namco is working on Metroid Prime 4, don't come laughing at me and saying that, see, you didn't think it was happening. That is not the case at all. I just have issue with this particular article saying that it is when there is no proof in it that says exactly what the headline says it's doing. So that's just my beef. I'm a little stickler for those things sometimes. Because a lot of what I read when I'm culling through the news is the main headline of the story. You know, and I saw a lot of stories repeated by other places saying that looks like Bandai Namco's working on this. So I just grabbed one. It was Eurogamer.
I think the main thing, I honestly think the main thing of this is to pull away from it is that people are desperate for another Metroid game.
Oh yeah,
they are getting whipped up into a frenzy over this, and if this, let's say this is 100% accurate, and I'm not saying either way, to be honest, because I'm not that invested, so I'm not going to put my chips down anywhere.
Yeah, that's fine.
If this is exactly what it says on the tin, it's who's going to be developing, and that's all 100%. It's just more media for them. It's just more. It's more like PR basically for them, and they haven't started development. They're hiring people to start development. We're so early in the cycle, and I feel like this is not a strategic move if that was the case from Nintendo, because they're not that far forward. Maybe this is a nice thing for them to have it bubble back up to the surface, but as we know, with quite a lot of gaming publishers, I should probably say, or any sort of games, that they like to try and control this information so much. They keep so much in house, and all the leaks are not really handed to people, sort of thing. So
let's look at
if this is a slip up, it's not. Maybe a bit early for that, I would think.
Let's look at Nintendo. Let's look at Nintendo for last year. They released the Switch in March, I want to say.
March, yep.
They released the Switch in March, launched with Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild carries the Switch sales, to be honest with you, because that was Breath of the Wild was an amazing thing. So it carried sales of the Switch. And really, people were like, okay, let's just see how well this does. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe releases, and it got a lot of rave reviews, even though people said, look, you already got it on Wii U. There's really no point here. You're not getting much different from this thing, other than the fact that you can now play it on your Switch and portable. So there were advantages, and especially for me, since I didn't have that. So it was a seller for me on that. Then there was Splatoon 2 and ARMS, which didn't really make waves, or at least ARMS didn't probably make the waves they wanted it to. But Splatoon 2 did pretty well, pretty decent for them.
Yeah, it has. Well, I'm a big fan of Splatoon 2, so I've had my ear to the ground with the news of that. It broke its sales records for Wii U. I can't remember how quickly, but it was pretty damn quick, just like everything else.
Yeah, and then Mario Odyssey capped off the year for them. They have had an exceptional first year with the Switch, and a lot of that is due to it feels like they've already reached into their bag of tricks, right? Let's give them a new Zelda. Let's give them a new Mario. All right, what you got next? Because now, what are you going to do for this year? What's going to be there for you to have just as a successful year this year? Since you can't reach back.
What are you talking about, Scott? They have Nintendo Labo coming out. You want to mess about with cardboard? Come on, man.
Exactly. Cardboard. That's what they're going to do. No, I'm not questioning that they can't do anything. I think they easily can, but it
doesn't seem to be on the radar. I agree with you. I bought a Switch. I love my Switch, and right now I'm like, I have no idea what's coming out.
Well, Bayonetta hits this month. Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2 hit this month. They've already announced Bayonetta 3 for the Switch as well, but I don't know that that's this year. They've announced Metroid Prime 4. I don't know that that's this year.
That couldn't be this year, my goodness.
Oh, I don't think so at all.
They're still hiring people for that? No way.
You say that, though, but they popped out a Mario game in no time. I didn't think Mario was going to be this year.
That Mario game was being made. It's just they brought the Zelda out for the Switch. That was meant to be Wii U for years.
Yeah, which they had it. They had it on Wii U and the Switch.
But again, the Mario game was being developed by that weird internal sort of under the guise of Mario, but in their new development studio type thing that they were having in Japan.
Yeah.
It was being developed. It was being developed. We just didn't hear about it. But the way they have shown Metro Prime 4, which was the E3, they did a release of just some hazy fog and a big 4, and it was just like, oh, Metroid is in development.
That was it.
I would love to eat my words, because it would do great for them if they released it this year. That would be fantastic, and I would probably buy it because it'll be good fun. But at this point in the year, I don't see them doing that at all.
Yeah,
and they're gonna. I see it 2019 earliest.
Very possible. I'm curious what this year holds for them. The Labdo stuff didn't even get an E3 presentation. It's going to be released before E3 hits again. So
I'm excited to see its sales figures, to be honest.
I am too. Excited. I will tell you this: I have a pre-order in on Amazon for both of them because I wasn't sure if they were going to sell out or something. So I went ahead and just put it in. You
got to make a YouTube video of that.
Do what now?
Got to make a YouTube video of that.
Oh God, no! I don't. No! I don't think I'm going through with the purchase. Then again, I've said this before, and completely gone through with the purchase. But well, it was one of those things where this happened when I think this happened while I was at PAX South, and I immediately jumped on there and I got the notification from that Twitter that I follow all the time, Wario64, that does all the deals, and he sent me a notification on his Twitter saying that, hey, the sales are up, or the whatever, you can now buy them on Amazon. And so I immediately went over there, put them in the cart, made the purchase, because I never know if it's one of these situations where they're going to sell out and be a hot commodity. If they turn out to be a really hot commodity and it's hard to get a hold of, I'm going to keep with that purchase. Not because I'm going to resell it, but because I want to see what this is all about. If they're not, and other people are going to get this and they can see what it's all about, I'll hold off since I can get it at any other time I want to. I think it's a great idea. I don't think it's for me, but I think it's a great idea.
No, I do agree. I think it is a great idea, and honestly, if my kid was a bit older, I would be buying it mainly for me. Yeah, I know. It'd be a great excuse.
Here's where it would work for me, if it wasn't cardboard, but if they had struck a deal with like Lego or Connects or whatever that stuff is that you can actually build. A type of machine out of your out of these, construct. What are they called? Constructor? No.
Erector sets.
Erector sets, things like that. If they had done something like that, where it really looks like machinery, and you build it, not cut it out from stencil, but you build it, I'd be down.
They're attempting to hit a different market, though.
They are. I agree with that. I mean, I'm not disappointed by that.
Oh no, I do agree. Like the idea of having a plastic backpack and having proper like wires and everything sounds pretty fun, but that is going to skyrocket the price. Like especially when you're dealing with big companies like Lego and such. Mm-hmm. Like if you look at Lego's like mechanical sort of like you can program these robots yourself and build them yourself. It starts to get into hundreds and hundreds. Like you can buy one of their starter kits for like £300 or £400, and that's £150 more than the Switch if you get it on a deal. Yeah. And they're trying to position. They're selling the cardboard, of course, with all the cutouts ready to just pry out. But they are saying that you can download the prints of these, and you can actually cut them out yourself if anything breaks, or you want to just do another thing. So I could not see that actually working for them in the sense of the demographic they're trying to hit in regards to the amount of money they're going to make.
Yeah. Again, like I said, this is not. I only did it because these things have a tendency to sell out, and I want to make sure I was in on it if I could. If it doesn't, then there's a very good chance I'm not going to go through with it. I pre-ordered both of them. There's two different versions, and I pre-ordered both.
Oh yes, there's the wide range, and then there's the one with the robot pack, I think it is.
Yeah, and so we'll see how that goes. But again, you're
Seriously,
right.
if you follow through, I cannot wait to hear. I think it's going to be good fun to hear all about your adventures with the cardboard and your Sharpies trying to color.
I tell you, I've had enough cardboard in my house already, from boxes and boxes of loot crates and everything else. That
Well, see, this is the perfect thing. Now you can turn all that extra cardboard into more robot parts and all that sort of cover.
yeah, something like that. Well, man,
They got a DLC pack of just drawing the things out. But
yeah,
anyway,
exactly. And see, when they release new things, you just print out the stencil or whatever it is, and get your own cardboard, cut it out, and you make something new.
I would assume so.
It's an interesting dynamic, and I'm interested to see where they're going to go with it. I'm interested to see if it's successful, and if they release it here in April. So then at E3 they announce probably 4 new kits for the Labdo. Or Labo, not Labdo. It's not a dog. But for the Labo, and see where it goes there. So, but before we let you go, because we do have to run, what have you been playing lately? What's been on your playlist?
Oh, nothing new. I've been doing the usual cycle of if I'm on the PC and get a free minute to Overwatch. If I'm on the Switch, I should probably be playing some of that Snipper Clips, which I've yet to play properly. I played the demo good with the wife, but at the moment I've been playing Mario Odyssey and Splatoon on Switch, and that's about it. It's just the same cycle at the moment, just trying to squeeze in any gaming at the, whenever I can.
Are we friends on Switch? Can we be friends on Switch, or is our region?
We can be friends on Switch, and we are not, but that has nothing to do with you. I have only added 2 people, and that's because they added me, and I was just like, oh, cool, sure, 100%.
All right, we'll have to find you and add you on there then, man.
No, excellent. And RJ, Mrs. Mara, and Scott, have a great weekend, and hopefully get talking to you very soon.
All right, dude.
Thank you much,
Take
man.
care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I always love hearing from him. And apparently he's always got opinion on anything of whatever we're talking about, which is good, because I didn't think we could have a conversation about cardboard for that long. But it is interesting to think about Nintendo and what they're planning on doing and what they're going to do. We know so much about. Well, I tell you, we know a lot about PlayStation. We know a lot about. Well, we know kind of an idea of Switch. They've announced, like I said, there's a Pokemon game they're working on. There's possibly a Pikmin game they're working on. There's a lot of games that they've said that they are working on that they've revealed very little info on. Mm-hmm. And so, something we're going to see for E3. Microsoft's kind of like the outlier on here, because I have no idea what they've. A lot of people have been not up in arms, but have been really excited for the Sea of Thieves. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of streams for that. There's a lot of talk about it. It's still in a beta situation. It has not come out of beta yet that I know of, but it's getting a lot of good chatter among the people who are playing it. But that's one game. With Sony, we know we've got God of War. We know we've got a sequel to Last of Us. Mm-hmm. There's probably others that I am totally overlooking again, because there's Spider-Man. There's a lot of good exclusives that they've got here on the horizon that we're not really worried about what they're going to do. But Microsoft, I haven't heard. Microsoft, I don't know. Exclusives, I can't put my finger on anything that is exclusive to them other than Sea of Thieves. And I know that they've announced things that they did at E3, but this is where memory retention comes in. How great was your announcement that I can't remember it right now?
Yeah.
How great was any of your reveals that I can't tell you what they were that might be coming out this year? So I am not sure Lethal Migraine hates Sea of Thieves. You're fine in the chat room. I don't give you any crap for the crap you have for all the games we mention. It's fun to have you in there, but I can't take your word for any of that stuff. Knowing what else you hate, I can't take your word that you says Sea of Thieves is brutal and needs to be canceled. You say that about everything that I enjoy. So I can't take you at your word on that. But yeah, so anyway, we do have to run. Thanks, everybody, for joining us in the chat room. Thank you for everyone listening on the stream and on the radio as well. Thanks to everybody who grabs us each week from iTunes and however you get our show. We really do appreciate it more than you will ever know. Go to ingamechat.net and join us on Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to Twitch. Lethal Migraine, subscribe to our Twitch channel today. He's been coming here for weeks and months and everything, and now he's just subscribed. So thank you for doing that. If you're on Steam, we've got a group there. Playing Monster Hunter World on PS4, we've got a squad. I don't know how you can, reach out to us. We'll put you in there somehow. So yeah, just have a great week, everyone. Thank you again so much, and we'll see you next Saturday. Going to go out here with the theme to Dragon Age Inquisition.
Woo!
Sarah, thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Yes. So we'll see you next week.